Could I just say one thing very quickly, Dan? Sorry, mate. Then I'll shut up, because I've been waffling, right? But let's just be real with this, yeah. This guy's on next to no wages. He's on 46 grand a week. I think he's on 46,000 euros a week, right? He's going to look at 29 being on 280 grand a week. He scored over 50 goals last season. Yeah, the club that he's at, the guy is now at Man City, I think, that did their gentleman's agreement. All of this is a load of shit. If you want the player, put the money on the table. If not, go and get someone else.
No, this is what I don't get, Lee. Who do we want? Like, people say to me, obviously, when we want Sesko, but why are we still mucking around with Gyökeres then? If we clearly want Sesko, just get him. If Sesko's mucking us around, why don't we just go and get Gyökeres? Like, let's be real. Why don't we really just act like a big club and either go and get both of them or slap 150 down on Isak? This is what I don't get with Arsenal. Like,
but I think we're talking about different things, though. I think like we're obviously Gunner's irritated by the Arsenal as a whole, but he's talking about different things to what we're talking about. Like when you're talking about, say, being linked with Madueke, it's very different to talking about why Odegaard got 115 a week. You know what I'm saying? It's two completely different points.
But the reason we're linked to players like Madueke and signing players like Kepa and Norgard is because we are paying these players way too much that are here. Yeah, so this is why we're shopping in the bargain basement, because our wage. I don't think you realise how fucked our wages are. I genuinely don't think most people see
I get it, but we haven't signed Madueke. That's the point. The point is,
we signed Kepa, we signed Norgard, bro. At the end of the season, you weren't sitting there going, "I know, let's go and get Norgard. He can be a good backup." Nobody was saying that. Nobody wanted him. Nobody said anything.
I wouldn't. Norgard's not a bad backup, is he?
Well, he is. Because he ain't good enough. What? He ain't going to win. What? He ain't going to help me. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll give you the easiest breakdown in the world on this. We have five midfielders as it currently stands. Norgard, Odegaard, Zubimendi when it's announced. Yeah, Declan Rice. Yeah, and who did I say? And Mikel Merino. There are five midfielders. So he's a good backup until one of them gets injured, and now he's in the team every week. Yeah, he's a good backup for Kepa's a good backup. What if we get an injury to Raya and he's out for the season?
No, listen, in an ideal world,
we've got five midfielders, bro. Five.
Yeah, in an ideal world, I would have kept Partey. That's what I wanted. I think Partey is better than Zubimendi. But what I'm saying is that doesn't change the fact that Norgard is not a bad player. You're equating, you're putting the two together, which is not really fair on the fact that Norgard is not a bad player. Like Kepa's not a bad backup goalkeeper. Norgard's not a bad backup centre midfielder.
Norgard's not an Arsenal player, though, is he? Surely you can't be saying to me that Norgard is good enough to play for Arsenal, whether it's.
But Norgard is he better than? Is Merino better than Norgard, for example?
I would say yeah.
And I don't rate him at all. I don't rate Merino. He's better than him.
You have to ask your question. We're a big club. We're a massive club. Okay, one of the biggest in Europe, one of the biggest in the country. And we're going after players like Norgard. Liverpool wouldn't even consider him. Man City wouldn't even
going after like he was our number one target, though, DJ.
Man United wouldn't even consider him. $50 million
to be a backup.
And I hear people saying about it'd be a come down joining Man United. No, it ain't. It'd be great. Any player that plays for Manchester United, biggest club in the world, no matter what position they are in the league, no matter what problems they're going in, it's dreamland. Even Man United wouldn't even go to Norgard.
Yeah, but we didn't just sign Norgard. We're signing Zubimendi as well. Like you guys are just saying Norgard as if to say he's.
Yeah, but we need a squad. We haven't won anything.
You just said I don't
want to sit. I don't want to sit at the Emirates when Zubimendi gets a red card, God forbid, or he gets injured.
So who do you think we should have signed as a backup?
I'm looking at the bench and I'm seeing Norgard run onto the field.
So who do you think we should have signed as a backup?
Yeah, but before DJ answers that, sorry to cut in, right? Why do they have to be a backup? Because this is the difference between the top teams and the rest of us. Man City rotate their team all the time.
We're not Man City. You keep doing it. People keep doing it.
No, but D, we're a bigger football club than Man City.
Well,
yeah, we spend until
Man City spend money. Man City spent
until
money.
January.
Man City and Chelsea have spent money for the last few years. On untold amounts
until January just gone.
We can't spend 100 million on Grealish to sit on the bench. We can't do that. You know that.
No, well, you can because the two teams you just mentioned, right? Number one, we outspent Man City up until January last year.
No, it's
right? And number two, if you let me finish, otherwise I'm just going to fuck this off. So I don't need to be here. I've got more important things to be doing. Yeah. So unless you're going to let me talk, I ain't even going to bother sitting here, mate. Yeah. Let's just be real, because every time I speak, Christian talks over me. All right, it's jarring. Yeah. Real talk. Yeah, at the end of the day, the reason them two clubs Chelsea and Man City keep spending money and can have the money to spend is because they run their academy right. They sell players better than us. We've let all of our academy players walk out of this club for nothing. They've all gone, one of them's at Ipswich now. Chelsea made 24 million off him. We gave him away for free to Chelsea. Yeah, Murray Hutchinson. Yeah, we let what's his name? Obi Martin go Man United for free. They go and get 10 million for him now if they want. Yeah, Aidan Heaven, he walked out for free. They could go and get 30 million for him now if they want. Yeah, and this is why when people want to sit there and say you're linking, Dee said it, you're linking all these things together. Yeah, I'm linking all these things together because they are linked, bro. If we're not selling well and we're allowing players to walk for free, whether that be academy and or first team, this is why we do not have the spending power. Now adding the fact we are not winning fuck all and haven't done for 5 years. Why would anyone want to come here unless we overpay them, which we have for nearly every single player we've got at this football club? The wages are ridiculous.
It's completely backwards. That's completely backwards. It's completely wrong. Well, I can tell you it's wrong, right? And you know how to prove the point? Why do we have to wait until the 1st of July to sign £5 million Kepa?
Because we've wasted our money and the new fiscal year kicks in.
So we wasted the money. Man City went and spent 300 million in January. Chelsea have been signing players in the last PSR year. Yeah. Chelsea sell hotels to themselves. Yeah. There's clubs that sell their women's football teams to themselves. Yeah. These teams operate on a much bigger budget, a lot higher spend power than we do. Right? Manchester City do. There's no denying it. Chelsea do. Yeah. Real Madrid do. PSG do. We are not in that bracket. As much as you don't want to hear it. Right, and Arsenal fans, of course, I don't want to hear. We haven't been in that bracket for the last 20 years. How many times have we sat there as Arsenal fans and gone, why are we signing this second fiddle player, this third fiddle player? Because we don't have the spending power to go out and compete as one of the biggest clubs in the world. When we signed Declan Rice, £100 million, we kind of put ourselves in that table, right? And us fans thought, oh, maybe something's changing. Maybe the Kroenkes are investing more. It's not necessarily about investment. It's about what you bring in. It's about how much you expend to how much you can spend.
But you know what it is, Christian, as well, just quickly, yeah. Arsenal's
cannot spend as much money as these big clubs. We just can't, Dan. We can't.
But but the thing is, though, bro, I get what you're saying, right? But
you're saying the reason is about academy players. It's not about that at all.
I never said just academy players. You took one little bit out of my whole fucking paragraph and changed the whole subject and then agreed with everything I said anyway. And this is what you people do.
The wage bill at Arsenal is 112,690 a week. At Liverpool, it's 77 grand a week, like average, right? The average at Man City is 105. How have we got more of a higher average wage salary than Manchester City and Liverpool? How is that right? And by quite some distance as well. How can we be putting Luis Diaz on 55 a week and Martinelli on 180? This is the problem we've got. Like, I can appreciate that it was an absolute shocker when we were having Kolasinac and Mustafi and Ozil and Aubameyang's wages and everyone was ranting and raving about it. But aren't we kind of back there again now with just different names like Zinchenko and the likes of Martinelli, 180? You're like, really? I love Martinelli, but come on, man, 180 a week.
Yeah, but there's no denying that we've been mismanaged previously and we've made mistakes. There's no denying that. But the point I'm making is we're just saying the same things that we're saying anyway. The point that we're at now, where we're signing players right now, Kepa's not a bad signing. Norgard's not a bad signing. Madueke would be an irritating signing, 450 million. If he came for free, you would know who would be complaining if he was on a free transfer. Would you be moaning if it was on a free transfer?
Yeah,
but it's because of the money that we're paying. We wouldn't want to pay 50 million for Madueke. But
why didn't we go and buy Elise?
No, but that's not.
He's not going to start over Saka, is he?
That's not the point I'm making.
Oh yeah, but go on. Sorry, go on. No, I was going to say, he said he wouldn't start over Saka, and this is the problem we have at this football club. You all have your favourites, yeah? And this is why elite clubs keep winning and we keep fucking around. It was 12 years yesterday, we bid 40 million and won for Luis Suarez yesterday, 12 years. What's changed in 12 years? We still need a striker and we're still fucking around and we still ain't winning nothing.
And we still don't have the spending power to compete at the top table like we all want to.
Well, how do Liverpool then?
If we could...
How do Liverpool then?
Liverpool don't. Liverpool actually don't. Right?
Until now... manager that keeps winning.
Name a player before Wirtz that they've gone out and gone, all right, maybe Van Dijk as well. They've gone, that's the best player on the market. We're bringing him in.
Everyone's available on the market. Pay the money. They bought Alisson and Van Dijk. They bought Fabinho and everyone wanted Fabinho.
They're the player that everyone wants. They're going to pay more.
Ain't nothing to be sneezed at, though, is it? £750 million is nothing to be sneezed at.
It's a lot of money.
Surely with that sort of money, with that sort of money, what he's had to spend going into his 6th year, surely now we should have had some sort of squad and squad depth with some sort
But
of
that's what we're trying to rectify now, though, isn't it? You guys are complaining about the things that you're talking about.
No, I'm talking about quality squad depth.
We're trying to rectify that now.
I'm not talking about people coming from Brentford. No disrespect. I'm talking about quality depth. I'm talking about a Semenyo.
And Bremer would come from if we brought Bremer
coming off the bench. Instead of that, we're messing around with kind of players that would just about walk into a West Ham or a Crystal Palace team.
No, I disagree.
The way you talk about our squad is like we wouldn't finish top 10.
No. I'm saying, how are we in
an injury-stricken season last year? Got to the Champions League semi-final, right? 21 injuries with this same squad.
Christian, you're missing again. You're not listening to what I'm saying.
No, but you said stuff like about spending power.
Like it's a joke. I never mentioned squad. You mentioned spending power, and I said £750 million to me over my Arsenal career lifetime is nothing to be sneezed at. I think £750 million is quite a decent bit of money to assemble.
I agree with that, but how do you rectify it? We're rectifying it now, aren't we? But we are rectifying it now, aren't we?
By buying players that
but the things that you're complaining about. So how does he rectify it by doing what? How does it get rectified by doing what?
Going into the market and signing decent players.
Norgard is not a decent.
I'm not taking rejects from Chelsea and Willians and people like
this. No, forget that. Forget Willian and all that. Forget Willian and all those guys.
Then, is he? He's
I'm saying from now, this summer, we're looking like we're signing Kepa, who is a backup goalkeeper.
This summer, that joker shouldn't even be here.
No, wait, one second.
He's mismanaged and won nothing.
Wait, but one second.
Having this conversation if we had a decent manager in
place. No, but let's forget all that bit. I'm talking about this summer. This summer, we're signing Norgard, who is a proven player.
So was William.
Okay.
Yeah, but forget Williams in the past. I'm talking about this summer.
You players, D, and I'll ask you I'll ask you a question. So we're signing Norgard. Go on.
Yeah, Kepa, who's a proven player.
Yeah.
Zubimendi, who we all know is is a midfielder that we all regard as quite highly rated, right?
Yeah, and most people haven't watched him play. But carry on, sorry.
Yeah, that again.
I said most people don't watch Sociedad every week, but they've just seen the comps.
So what, is he not a quality player? Right? Is he not regarded as a quality player?
He's
then
I'm confused. I wouldn't say he's highly.
He's a very good player, but he ain't fucking Rodri, which is what our fans think he is. But sorry, go on. I'll cut you off. Sorry, bro.
So do you want us not to sign him, or would you rather us sign him? Which one would you rather?
I'd rather us have him party and fucking rise, if I'm honest. Bro, when you're saying about rectifying the situation, right? This is the problem I have here. You're rectifying the situation, saying they're good backups, they're good proven Prem players. Cool. Christian just said a minute ago, an injury hit season. Yeah, injury hit season. Who's to say that ain't going to happen again then? So, we can't buy this player because we can't drop Saka. Why can't Saka be dropped? I want a player that's better than Saka to get him out the team, and if he's performing better than him. Now Saka's got to fight for his place back. If the guy comes in, so if we'd signed Elise for 45 million, it was on our doorstep. No, let me finish the year. On our doorstep, 45 mil. Now we're sitting there as fans looking at articles that are probably shit anyway, but you never know because it is Chelsea. Yeah, 50 million for Madueke. Bro, this club is tapped. 45 million for Elise, but we can't do that Starboy.
You're going on a tangent again. You're going to your own.
Why did we play him at number 10 if he can't?
You're going on your own monologue again. I'm stick to the things that we're talking about, the direct points, which is Zubimendi, we haven't signed Madueke. So I don't know why we haven't done it. Dan asked us about the rumour mill, and we had our conversation about the rumour mill. Now stick to the point of who we're actually signing. Norgard, Cross, and Zubimendi.
Right.
Okay, so your argument is that that we shouldn't have signed Norgard. Who should we have signed in replacement of Norgard? Because Partey's leaving, so who should we have signed? We bought Zubimendi and Norgard, so who should we have signed instead?
Partey.
You know, it's like, am I speaking a different
language? Partey needed to leave the club.
Partey's leaving. Partey's not there.
Yeah. Why is Partey leaving?
You know
why? Because this manager said if he stays fit, this manager's words, if he stays fit this season, we need him to be playing a lot more. Blah 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 blah. His words, bro. So why don't you pay him the money to stay then?
You know why?
Because that's a good backup.
Christian, let me just stick to this one point. You keep going back to other things, and I'm saying directly, Partey's going. You're the manager of Arsenal. Partey's going. He's going. That's the decision. He's gone. So who do you want Arsenal to sign at this point?
Paul Partey's gone. I would have took Johnny Cardoso, who's just gone to Atletico Madrid, by the way, 30 million euro.
So he's better than Zubimendi.
Nobody watches.
So he's better than Zubimendi.
No, you buy them both. That's my point. You buy them both.
We bought Zubimendi and we're buying Norgard. But you're saying that
Norgard is 31 years old. He's 14 months younger than Thomas Partey, right? But it's a good backup. Cool. Well, let's see when Zubimendi, is injured, God forbid, or red card, God forbid, or Declan Rice is one or the other. And let's not forget here, I think a lot of people are thinking this is just going to be great backups and we're going to go and splash the money on it elsewhere. Cool, I hope we do. Yeah, because then he ain't got no leg to stand on. And I think a lot of people are also forgetting next year's a World Cup. You watch these players, they're ducking out of tackles anyway. Yeah, now they're going to duck out of even more from January onwards. Yeah, we've got 8 players that have currently got scars all over their bodies that have had injuries and surgeries recently. Yeah, we've got Tim Brewer's coming out doing an interview that no top gooner found anywhere. Yeah, I found it and done a reaction to it. He's having another surgery. Yeah, I don't think people realise, that there's about 8 or 9 players. What's Gabriel Magalhaes going to be like when he comes back? Oh, but now, don't worry, we bought Mascara. Cool. Guess what, mate? If we pay more than 10 million quid for him and put him on more than 30 grand a week, he ain't worth it. Go and buy someone that's decent.
Yeah, but our defence is solved. We know our defence is solid enough.
So why are we buying a defender then?
No, but that's a different point. I'm saying we're talking about the transfer window. You keep getting to random points. We're talking about
how many more defensive midfield players do we actually need, though? Seriously.
Well, he would have bought this one who's going Atletico as well as Zubimendi. So apparently,
so you're saying to buy another one.
Why are we getting these attacking mid? Why are we looking around? Why are we even? Because what you're saying, D, right? Okay, if this is all we sign, let's say the window shuts tomorrow and this is our squad: Norgard, Zubimendi, Havertz, Marino, Saka, and what we got on the bench. Yeah. Where do you think we are finishing next season?
Yeah, that's not a good. That wouldn't be a good.
No. I'll ask you a question.
That's not a good window. Yeah. Sorry. Go on.
It's not a good window. So let's just say we get these. These are the players now. Where do you think this team's finishing next season?
The same as last year, maybe second, third, maybe
second,
third. Yeah, third.
Are you serious?
Havertz up front. Serious. We finished second with Havertz up front. I'm confused. I don't get it. What's Havertz not playing?
Let me just come in quick.
This is what I'm saying, man. It's hard to.
What's Havertz not playing last season? I don't get it.
We've watched a different team for the last 3 years than everyone else. I've seen this team build and build and build, right? Get better and better. The style of play has been good. Champions League semi-final, finishing second in the league with loads of injuries. But people are talking like we've been finishing 12th. Right? This is a very, very good squad with very, very high quality players.
To make it better, then sign the players to make it better.
You're saying let's close the window. Why would we close the window now? Why would we close the window now?
It's just open yesterday or today.
It's the 1st of July. It's like closing it now with the players we signed.